Lunch with the Boys. My name is Cody Anderson, and I am joined by drum
Jordan
roll,
Vogel.
Jordan Vogel. Yeah. And we're the Good Rep Boys. We work for Good Rep Media. We are a small business marketing agency. We help small businesses rank better on Google. We help build small business websites. And we also come on here Tuesdays at noon to talk about some of our experiences, some of what we're going through, and how we're experiencing SEO, some of our business ideas, and just our general professional experience. And I want to get right into it. And I know John Oliver always does this because it's his whole thing is like, let's get into it. Our uh, today's topic that we're going to jump into first thing is Jordan's telling me he ran his first ever Facebook ad and he built his first ever offer, which do you want to give a little rundown, a little bit of an idea? I don't want you to give away your secret sauce, but I want to get like at least
Well,
a
I
general
mean, I might as well promote it here. I jokingly
Oh,
before
let
we
me
went live here was like, "Oh, you're about to tell everybody my idea," and honestly, it's not like it's copyrighted or anything. It could be stolen or trademarked or however it works. Someone
stolen
steals
trademark.
it, they'll
Yeah.
steal it. Unfortunately, so I'm basically building a website right now that is powered by ChatGPT. Basically, what it does is it takes a prompt and then uses that prompt and searches Amazon for results and then gives back the results with my affiliate link. It's basically designed for people like me who struggle to find gifts for everybody. They want to come up with some things.
Mhm.
And so basically it uses ChatGPT to like break down how you describe someone. My mom, she's 65. She loves her cats and she loves the beach. I'm looking to spend $35. And then it goes through and it searches Amazon and it pumps out a list. Right now, there's still a little bit of work to do. I still have to get like an approval to get it so like that list will be specific items and it'll be like they do that and it's like, oh, here's a beachy cat collar your mom would like
Yeah.
or something, whatever example. That'll cost $35. Right now it doesn't do that. Right now it just goes like beachy cat collars, and like you'll click that and it'll go to like an Amazon search of like beachy cat collars instead
Mm.
of specific items. Once Amazon approves it, I will be able to set up the API to actually give you those items right there. The main way I profit from it is my affiliate link is in all of those links that are generated. So basically, if you go to that, if you follow that link for the next 24 hours, anything you buy off Amazon, I get a little kickback from.
Yeah, which I mean, I think that's relatively basic. Everyone at this point in the world, I feel like, knows that cookies exist. So when you
Mhm.
go to a website and the website's like, buy this product on Amazon, we recommend it. Or a lot of those review sites, I think of like Linus Tech Tips and PC Parts Picker is another one that's really
Yeah,
big that I used recently.
a lot of
Where
those comparison sites kind of do
yeah,
that.
comparison review sites where they will give you a product and they'll be like, "Hey, check out this product." And then when you go to check that out, you're cookied in and they get a little bit of a kickback. Basically, they earn some of Amazon's profit from that, which is super cool. They earn that affiliate income. It's how affiliates work. Um how long did it take you to set that up? Like I know you've been sitting on this idea for a hot second, but you
So
you showed it off. You have like a general page ready to
yeah,
go and it's like a type in box. So it's not a ton, but that back end work.
yeah. So the back end is working. Like it is like generating a list of like search topics that you can follow, and then like I get credit for it if you were to buy something. Uh, I managed to do it in probably about 3 to 4 hours after my shift yesterday. Um, Now that being said, it took me that long because I think I had done, like you said, I've been kicking around the idea for a while. So there's been a lot of times where I've just been like sitting there, like Google searching, using Chat GPT to figure out, like, hey, when I am ready to start, what are my steps? Like, what do I need to have to get started? So I
Mm.
kind of came into this already with like the account set up and stuff.
So
Um,
wait, pause. I don't mean to interrupt you, but like we were talking yesterday on the Joey Matterhorn channel about flow states and how to enter a flow state you want to do some preparation. Would you say that you
yes.
did some
It, it,
preparation and education so
it,
you could enter a flow state and do this
Yeah,
quickly?
no, like so I'll admit, yesterday my work day wasn't my best work day. I told you that. I felt a
Yeah,
little
that
off.
happens.
I like even after the day was over, I was like, okay, like work. I'm off the clock. I'm gonna go play video games. Even that, I was like, I'm just not feeling it. And I was like, I think I need to be productive, but about something that I care about. And so I feel like I did hit that flow state where it was like I had someone hit me up like, hey, you want to play some games at like 10 o'clock at night last night? And I was like, no, I'm going at this. I'm doing this.
Oh
And
my
like,
gosh.
it was nice. It was almost, and that bled into today a little bit. Like I hit the ground kind of running today. Like I've been in one of my more productive mornings that I've had in a while. So,
Which is always super nice when you're able to kind of lock in like that, or you feel like you're able to kind of match that energy. It's always super cool. But with that said, you kind of entered in and just did the thing, which I
yes.
think is more the vibe that I go for on the Good Rep Media channel. We
Yeah.
try to hit it with the whole idea of go do the thing and figure it out. So like you went and did the thing, but you didn't just make it. You went a step further and were like, let me figure out and run an ad. Let me create some ads and set all this stuff up
I
to get all
mean,
that going.
like the concept is like it's buying gifts, and what bigger day to buy gifts than Black Friday,
Hmm.
and we got that here in less than a week. We got that in what, 4 days now. And
Yeah.
so I
Oh,
was
so
like,
you're time crunched.
yeah, so like I made the mistake of getting myself in a situation where I'm like, I really need to do this. If I want to do this, I need to do as much of it as I can. And then I got hit in that spot there where like I'm now waiting for Amazon to approve the API.
Hmm.
And so like I'm a bit stalled out there, but it is at a point where in theory it can make me money. So I was like, let's start at least like in the downtime that I have to wait. I want to at least figure out a little bit about ads.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're
I'll
doing the
admit,
thing of learning.
I'm not doing much. Like right now, it's a lot of like, I'm going to try it first. I'm using like Chat GPT to like make images, make creatives, give me like, what are they called? Like descriptions and headlines and stuff like that for my ads. But like, I'm trying to do it as much like just on my own right now. And then we're going to trial it, see how it goes. Next round, I'm probably going to have a little bit of research done before the next round of ads to kind of help me with that. And then just learn more each time. Each time,
Yeah.
just learn a little bit more. But I just wanted to see what I could do, just from my own head first.
It's funny to me because we always poke fun at Joe for things like taxes. Like he wants to do his tax company because we have the ability to do taxes. We own a tax company, but we never think about marketing the tax company until tax season comes. And then when tax season comes, it's a little too late to start advertising your tax company. I mean, you can, but you want that build up. You want to be able to set up the campaigns because you're going to run into those hurdles like the Amazon API, and you're like, wait, now I'm just kind of waiting. I'm stalled out, and you're waiting for something outside of what you can control. And so we always made jokes about Joe when he was getting like, oh, it's January. I want to do this tax stuff. And then we're talking about next year. It's like, okay, well, if we start and we get some of this going, we'll fix everything up. And then next year we'll get a lead on this. We'll start it early. And it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
But every time the season comes around, we talk about it. We get a little bit more, I think, information about it so that we can eventually come up and create that offer. Now, there's a combo of just get out there and do it, regardless of when you can do it. Like the fact that it is Black Friday in a couple of days and you're working on it right now, I think it's still worthwhile to do it, even if it's
Yeah.
not done and approved. Like it's a good idea to learn all of those topics.
Yeah.
But
And it's also not like Black Friday is the only time people will Christmas shop.
well, exactly.
I just want to get in before that. But like ultimately, people are going to be shopping for Christmas all the way
Yeah.
up until Christmas. I've bought Christmas presents the day before.
Yeah.
And then on
which
top
is
of
which
that,
is awful.
yeah.
you
And on
you
top of
you
that,
said a couple of things so far today, and I'm just like, so we're Jordan and I are very different people. I'm like I wake up super early in the morning. I'm in bed by like 8 p.m. So you're like, oh, my friend messaged me at 10 to play games or whatever. I'm like, I was actually asleep at 9 p.m. last night. I
yeah,
was
and I know that about
asleep.
you, and I think that's crazy. I think you're a
Yeah.
65-year-old
Oh my
man.
goodness. So then when you mention buying Christmas presents the day before, I was going back and forth with one of our email guys earlier this morning talking about going out and buying Christmas presents right now because I'm like, oh, it's getting on that season. I'm getting anxious about making sure all of those things are ready. Which happy holidays from everyone here at Good Rep. I do want to do like hey, I'm thankful for everyone. I'm thankful for everyone who views our stuff. I'm thankful for you for being here, Jordan. I know that this is a little bit outside of what you would normally expect to be doing for your job. It was not in the job offer or description when you first were brought on,
None of
or
those.
when your job description was updated
None.
the first, second, third, fourth,
Yeah.
or fifth time.
Yeah. There we go.
But in that sixth one, it was added, so at least we're good there.
I don't think it was. It wasn't even supposed to be me. I wouldn't even.
Well, it was added
be
on
the
my
one
side,
this
so
podcast.
we edited the HR paperwork. It's all good.
Yeah, never even
you just signed the pamphlet.
So I think Mel really would like us
Yes.
to kind of get into the topic here. It seems that way.
The topic that we're getting into is generally very, very off topic. Regardless, we went mini viral, dude. Like,
yeah, I didn't.
We had a couple of thousand views. Well, hey, you're on the pod, so it works. But Leak, we went mini viral, and while I'm saying this, Mel, the producer that we have in the back office, the eyes in the sky, can you go get some stats on the like views and interactions on that video? I'm sure Sam can grab some for you, but I want to double check and make sure we're speaking from real, because it wasn't viral. We didn't get like 100,000 views.
Should we have Mel list comments, like questions and comments from it, and then we'll respond to it as if we were in the comments?
Oh, heck yeah. I'd be down for that too. That's actually a phenomenal idea. Which, I mean, hey, we're sitting here on this pod like, hey Mel, let's get us some things to bounce around here. And that's honestly, for a holiday week, I didn't want us to be too terribly on topic. I don't want to sit here and try and pitch ideas to you. My cat very much does not want me to sit here.
There was a moment there where Loki was like leaning head on your chest and like looking at the camera, and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Hopefully that gets pulled as a thumbnail.
Hopefully, I doubt it, but maybe. I should have hit I tried to on Riverside, we have that little like you press M and it marks a clip at a certain moment. And like it helps kind of Riverside mark those in like the Riverside clips, which I know we use Opus for them. Yeah. But like it still like helps like make shorts from Riverside if you mark the moments you want it to. You said some things yesterday, so I tried to like actually like press M because like here, I'll do it right now. Oh, didn't work. There we go. I have to be clicked on it. And yeah, see, clip created from marker.
It worked for me. Yeah. I pressed M there.
Yeah, we just made 2 clips of me describing how to make a clip.
we're describing how clips work, which hey, I'm here for
fine.
that.
It's fine. It looks like Mel's over here pulling up the comments. So
we'll
she
see
liked
how that
the
works.
idea.
So with that said, the clip that we had go mini viral, and this is where I would like to segue into our general topic, was when we talked about Mochi Nut. So Mochi Nut is not a local ramen bar. It is a donut shop that combos as a ramen bar.
That has ramen at
it. And they also happen to have corn dogs at some locations. It's apparently a chain. I received a lot of education in these comments. I'm going to be real. But we were talking about Mochi Nut because one opened up around here and I loved them. I absolutely loved the food. I just made the comment that it was really chaotic when you entered. And when I entered, at least, there was no one waiting for me at the counter. It was obvious where you go to check out, but it wasn't obvious where the ramen was because it's in like a little back corner area. And so I had a few minor complaints, but a lot of people were very defensive over Mochi Nut. But also a lot of people agreed. And I'm kind of here for that because that's in the end of the day. We're causing division, but it's over Mochi Nut, and I'm kind of here for that.
I've never been, but Mochi Nut is like 2 doors down. Like to the left of it is like a boba tea shop and like a VR place, and then to the left of that is Nagoya Sushi, where I go get all my sushi.
Yeah, which you have to go to Mochi Nut.
I thought about going on Friday, but like I'm still like avoiding 28th Street because like that whole area right now is torn up from the Raising Cane's being opened. So I'm like avoiding it. I'm thinking about going. Like I kind of want to like take a long lunch and go one of these days. Just because I'd have to do a long lunch to get there.
So that snippet had 15.4K views and about 210 shares, which I think is insane. People sharing that around. It had to have been local Grand Rapids people, which if you're local to Grand Rapids, we also love the S-Curve Kitty. I would love to do a little collab with you if you're around S-Curve Kitty or any of the
S-Curve Kitty, a little landing page website.
Yeah, 100%. We'll build you a little lander.
Pro bono. He's like
pro bono. We're ready for it. Yes, actually, I'm like, should I go GoDaddy the S Curve Kitty and go pick up that domain real quick? We can put something together.
If it's not already gotten, probably.
I was gonna say we're talking about it now, and inevitably it will get picked up.
Pets of the S curve, because apparently it's not just the kitty anymore. There's a lot of different animals that have been like coming up and like overwatching the S curves
Yeah,
from their apartments. So maybe we just need to create a page where it's like the pets of S curve or something like
the
that,
S
where
Curve
like
pets.
everybody
Oh,
gets to go, like, it's basically just a blog site where people get to go talk about like people
the
write
pets on the
little
S Curve.
fanfic about like what their cat sees and thinks out the window.
Well, and it's worth noting. Ooh, okay, one sec. I do want to get into this, but we got a comment. Here's a mix of comments. I won't go there because you are correct. It is chaotic and makes zero sense. Like, who the heck designed that shop? Ridiculous. It is. It is quite frankly ridiculous. And I want to describe it again. So let me get into it. When you walk into this shop, sorry, Loki jumped off my. He didn't want to. He does not tolerate Mochi Nut slander here.
Yeah.
But when you enter Mochi Nut, right now there's a bunch of like loose tables. Nothing is like down. They're kind of like the Sam's Club tables that can all move around. The chairs are I hesitate to say like the cheap, almost plasticky stool stands. They're not very nice. You can tell that it's relatively drag and drop furniture. When I think of like the Sims, it's like the cheapest option, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so you walk in, they have a couple of chairs like that. It's always been dirty every single time that I'm there. The tables just kind of have like trash left on them a lot of the time. And there's usually one person there behind the counter, and they're not behind the counter like waiting to take your order. They're like on their phone facing away from you in the back, and they're like making donuts,
Now, this
which
is a place you love,
I
correct?
love this place. I know, no. I'm
Okay,
like
just want
disparaging and
to
I'm
be
sounding really awful
sure.
right now. But I also love this place because their food's amazing. But they're like sitting there making donuts. There's one person handling this whole donut shop. You can't see the ramen. It's like in a back little corner. Again, also super messy. It's just like how do I get into it? Because it reminds me of the Dollar Generals and like the dollar stores where they're super, super messy and overstocked because there's one staff member who's doing literally everything all day long and they're understaffed perpetually by design. And so it reminded me of that when I go into Mochi Nut, where it's almost like
Yeah.
they look understaffed
I mean,
perpetually.
like sometimes, like there's an aesthetic to a place that doesn't represent exactly the service you get, because
Yeah.
like some of the best food I've ever had have come from hole in the wall dive bars.
Oh,
You
hole in the
know,
wall dive
and
bars are the best.
it's like I wouldn't look at that and be like, this is gonna be good, but it was some of the best food I've ever had.
Oof. And I will say, hole in the walls are phenomenal. The type of service that you get is not always it. I will say, when you go into a place, the vibe of a place is very important,
Yes.
and it does
Yeah.
matter a lot to me.
Yeah.
Now, when I went in there, I want to be clear. When I was like, "Oh, the tables had like stuff on it," the place was clean. Like it wasn't dirty. There's not grime. It's just someone came in and ate and they didn't go and throw their stuff away because the trash cans aren't clearly noted when you go in there, and
Yeah.
there's no like place to put them. Like, when you eat at Wendy's and they give you a tray and then you go to walk out and
Dump
there's
the
that
tray,
big
you
spot
put the
for all the
tray in the
trays
spot.
and
Yeah.
it's really obvious what to do. They don't have that. And I want to say that they didn't even have like an actual trash. No, no, no. They did have like a trash can, but it was like a small one, or maybe
Mhm.
they did have a big one, and I'm misremembering. I don't want to misrepresent here, but it was just a general like, hey, you can tell that there was a breakdown in communication between the customer and what they need to do after they're finished eating and where their food needs to go. I see this issue similarly with like coffee places sometimes when you get that like small town hole in the wall coffee shop and they give you like one of their mismatched mugs.
Mhm.
You go and you drink it and you're like, wait, where's the like stand, or where do I put this mug
Yeah.
now? Because you don't want to just leave it where you're sitting. Some places are really good at making it obvious about where to put it. Some places it's like, okay, there's only one exit and the stand's right there, and there's like a big, you know, I want to say like jar, gallon tub thing to put it in.
Mhm.
But some places are really bad, and it's like around a corner behind the wall in between the bathrooms, and you're
Yeah.
like, What?
The audacity of any place to not put the tray return or cup return or dish return right next to the exit is just evil. Like you're doing a disservice to yourself as a company because now you're going to have to clean that. Case in point.
100%. And now I feel almost bad, Jordan, because you do 100%. You and I, we're gonna go to this place. We're gonna go get corn dogs.
Let's go today, dude. Long lunch.
Well, if it weren't closer to the Raising Canes, I'd almost be into it.
I think
But,
from your direction, real quick tangent here. From your direction, I don't think the Raising Canes will be an issue. I think the Raising Canes at this point now is only an issue up to like the intersection of Beltline and 28th. So everything east of that, west of that should be fine.
okay.
I would think. And also, who knows? You go at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, it might not be as bad as going at 5 o'clock when I was getting out of work on Friday.
Fair. Which, with that being said, I do want to touch on the topic of the Raising Canes. I don't know if this is a Michigan thing, and so let us know if you're not in Michigan and you're hearing this. We go absolutely ape shit for new restaurants opening.
It's crazy.
Every single time a brand new restaurant's opened in a town that I'm in, it's been a huge thing. I
It,
don't
well,
get it.
it's got to be a restaurant that exists somewhere else and has garnered hype somewhere else.
Well,
And then
yeah,
it comes
usually
up.
chains. It's always chains. But it's the fact that we're Michiganders getting so hyped for chains. We opened that Raising Canes. There were hundreds of people for a grand opening of Raising Canes last
You
week.
got to think, like, Michigan is very close to being an island. We got water on 3 sides of us. Where I feel like Hawaii probably gets the same thing, but in like 1,000-fold. Where it's like if you get Raising Canes in Hawaii, it probably shuts it down. We're just
The comparison of
we're
Michigan to Hawaii, brother.
we're almost an island where we're removed from all these other places. So it's harder. Like, we can't just go east or west to go get these things. We have to go south, then east or west to get these things. So it's like we're farther away. It's harder for us to get it. That's my theory. I don't know.
I mean, 100%. But also, it's worth noting this isn't the first Raising Canes in Michigan.
No, it's not. I didn't know. Micah said that they just opened one in like the Kalamazoo area, and I didn't know about that either. I didn't know that one was coming. So I don't know if like it opened at the same time or if that's been open for a little while. But I've been going to East Lansing to get my Raising Canes.
Wait, you have been going to East Lansing?
I've gone to East Lansing twice to get.
I was going to say, one sec. How often are you going to East Lansing for Raising Canes?
One time I went specifically to go get Raising Canes.
Okay.
No other reason. We went there to get it. The second time I went to Raising Canes in East Lansing, I didn't even get it because it was actually just this past Halloween. I went to my old high school playoff football game, which I kind of grew up in the Lansing area. So then me and my friend were just like, let's go get some canes on the way out. Not thinking that it was Halloween day in East Lansing. Like, hundreds
a great time to go get Raising Canes.
College kids walking around in costumes. There wasn't even room to move around in the Raising Canes. We were like, yeah, no, we don't need to do this. And we just left.
Gosh, that's actually crazy. And see, Raising Canes, I've never had it.
And like, what's crazy about it is it's 3 things. There's like 4 things in total you can get if you go to Raising Canes. You can get like a chicken sandwich, chicken strips, and the chicken sandwich is just chicken strips on Texas toast. And then there's like the sides. There's like the Texas toast, there's like coleslaw, and then there's like cane sauce. And that's what you get in fries.
It's like every fast food joint has the same 5 ingredients, just repurposed 8 times over.
No, this isn't repurposed. I guess it is for the tendies.
I was going to say, you just said chicken tenders are both the only chicken is tenders.
It's not like it's like 5 base ingredients repurposed into like 15 different things. It is like 1 ingredient repurposed into 2 things. Like,
oh, fair.
But it does it really well. Really good.
Okay.
Juicy, great fried chicken.
Hell yeah. Which that was my main question is there were hundreds of people at the opening of Raising Canes. I'm curious if anyone else in any other like locale other than Michigan, or maybe it's Midwest, if that's a thing for grand openings of new fast food joints, especially.
I feel like it is.
It has to. I mean, in
Yeah.
general, people want to be hype about things. Like people
Yeah.
want to be excited. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
I wonder if that's kind of more the case. If it's like half the people who were like hype about the Raising Canes didn't even care about Raising Canes. They just wanted something new to be excited about.
Which, I mean, I'm kind of here for that in general. Create your own hype moments, be excited for your own things in life. You create your own purpose. Like that's really as someone who suffered from apathy, you got to create your own purpose.
And then talk about it on the internet. You might go viral.
Exactly. And our own purpose is talking about mochi nut, which
Um,
I want to
I
Mel's
wanted
got
to.
one comment. You got
Okay,
it?
I was gonna say I want to jump over to our chat really quick and address one that kind of got buried here from Joey Matterhorn
Oh
himself.
yeah.
He's asking about what sparked the mini viral moment, and it's a tough one to give like an exact answer to, especially because I wasn't there. But if I had to guess, there's probably something to do with the what's the word I'm looking for here? People disagree, I think, with a lot of what you say. It's a controversy to an extent where like you called it a ramen bar and then 100 people comment it's not a ramen bar, and then that drives engagement to 100 more people who maybe want to then be like, I do like the ramen, and like I think there was a level of controversy there that sparked an engagement that got it in front of more people.
Well, it's good old fashioned rage baiting. I will say flat out, and I want this to be known, accidental on my part. I was not trying to mislabel or misname the mochi nut. I do know mochi nut, like the mochi nut donuts is like their whole thing.
Yeah.
The mochi donuts are delicious, actually amazing. Highly recommend. They're a little pricey. It is like $3 to $4 for a mochi donut,
No,
and you
they're
can
like that
get.
big.
Well, no,
They're
no,
like a
no.
donut hole. Oh, are they big?
They're nice, but I mean that's like a circular donut.
Yeah.
You can go to Krispy Kreme and get a dozen for $10 or whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
But they're
Um,
different, right? Mochi is
they're
like,
very
yeah,
different.
yeah.
The dough is different. They have different toppings. They're usually kind of fancy and picturesque.
I've only
Um,
ever had mochi from like a frozen, like you go to Meyer and you
mhm.
go into like the freezer section, you can buy it in like the ice cream area. Like I've
Yeah,
only ever had it like that.
the mochi ice cream.
Yeah.
Those are. I will say the mochi ice cream is delicious. I used to get like the little peach mochi balls,
Yeah. Yeah, they were good.
but
But yeah, I guess the answer to it, and I guess if you had like another one to say is I think the controversy sparked engagement, and that's kind of what led to it. Do you have something that you think led to that?
no, generally the same. It's when you want to. I think this is something we're getting better at, and this is a skill to be built up over time. And some people do have this just generally, like in how they act. Say it with your chest and have opinions. There's a saying out there that's something about the battlefield is littered with hills you refuse to die on, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of hills that are petty hills that I will die on. I
My
can't remember the
battlefield
exact
is filled with Jordan dead on every single.
Well, no. The whole idea is this a hill worth dying for? Is this an opinion that you're worth saying out loud? And at the end of the day, the people who have a bunch of petty opinions are interesting people. They're
Yeah.
going to be the people who spur on types of engagement. I think this is best exemplified when you look at Joe and how Joe interacts and talks, because he's crazy. He's an absolutely crazy person with crazy takes on almost everything that he has to say, but it inspires talk and conversation, and you can empathize with him. And just because he's saying something crazy and out there doesn't necessarily mean that he's wrong or the way that he's thinking about it is wrong.
Yeah.
Usually it is, but we won't go there.
Speaking of like not being afraid to kind of go against the fold and speak your mind, one of the comments that we have here that Melanie's posted was someone disagreeing with your take on the quality of food at Mochi Nut. And I wanted to see what you have to say to this person.
So yeah.
The food is not amazing, actually, question mark. It's overpriced and the Korean corn dogs are flavorless. Even with the coatings, they still are just greasy and lack any flavor at all. Thoughts?
Yeah. So 100% your opinion is wrong and your thoughts are incorrect. And I want you to know
you're allowed to feel that way.
I feel like we just swapped like personhoods for a second there, Jordan. What in the world?
Yeah,
I was
okay,
trying
there
to
you go.
channel my inner Lions fan. You're over here like,
Whoa,
hey,
whoa! Don't be putting no. That's not a Lions fan thing. That can be a Jordan thing. I'm okay with that, but do not make it sound like Lions fans are just inherently assholes.
I'm Jordan. I'm the asshole. I just also happen to be a Lions
your
fan.
sample size of Lions fans is me. All right.
Well, it's you, Micah, and Adam, and I'll be real. It's not great.
I think Micah started liking sports ironically. Like, I don't think that.
But it's
I
not
think Micah
ironic
just
anymore.
wanted to talk to other people about it. like
When I have a lot of respect for someone who will put in the time, energy, and effort to learn something ironically so that they can rage bait others who feel very strongly about a subject. So, for
yeah,
example, on the Joey Matterhorn cast yesterday, when we were talking, you love sports. I don't know anything about them, but I can engage. I can ask questions. I find it somewhat interesting. In that conversation, if I knew enough to ask questions in such a way to get rageful comments from you,
I'd
I would
leave
have
the
done it.
pod. I'd leave the pod.
No, you wouldn't. You'd get passionate and you'd say it with your full chest, and it would have been great.
That's true.
But that's a really interesting skill that I think Micah brings to the table very well, where he makes people think about and defend their positions on things that they wouldn't normally think or need to defend their positions on because every Lions fan knows that we have the best offensive coordinator or whatever. And if Micah knows just enough to be like, oh, the contrarians say this, make you defend it, have that opinion, stand on that hill.
I don't know what's making me think about this, and I don't even know if this pertains to what we should be talking about.
Mhm,
But like, it reminds me a little bit. So Colton, my friend,
mhm.
he asked me something like which he knew was going to be something that was going to be like, how would you ever even answer that? I just wanted to see what you would say to it,
Yeah.
and it was so pertaining to sports and football. The Dallas Cowboys just had a player um kill himself, or however I should say it live on the internet, forgive me, on live or whatever it is they say.
Yeah.
I knew that person. I believe he's the cousin, although I'm starting to look at it a little closer. I'm like, were they brothers? I think they were just cousins though. It was my neighbor in college, and like I knew him pretty well. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I sent him a message after it happened. I was like, hey, I'm sorry for your loss and everything like that. And I told Colton, I was like, yeah, so like it was a friend of mine's cousin, and also like a friend of mine taught him at the Grand Rapids school he went to. And I was like, so like I have this weird connection to him, and it's a little odd. I was like, but yeah, he took his own life. And Colton said, why do you think he did it? And I was like, well, who knows? Like it just stumped me. And he's like, I know, buddy, you couldn't answer that, but like I just like to see what people think, like when asked that question. And I was like, while that feels wrong, I really do kind of appreciate that mindset, of being like where's your headspace at when you hear about this?
Yeah, I think there are ways to ask that type of question because I think I get what you're trying to get at, but I also want to my immediate thought is like you said, very I don't know if I like that because it is a lot of inference, but also going through the thought process and being like, okay, what could it be? What might have happened? And like
Yeah.
recognizing, hey, okay, I know to draw this parallel to something in my life, I've had friends that have passed away due to um not necessarily self-harm or anything like that, but
Yeah.
related to self-harm, overdosing and stuff like that. So when that has happened, putting myself in the mindset of, okay, what were they going through? Was there something I could do? Was a whole guilt process for me. And like I think that's just part of processing and like grieving. So maybe asking that question is part of the grief or the understanding of like, hey, what do you think was going on? Because I want to think about
And
that issue a little bit
And I
more.
think the follow-up portion to that is like where it really became like, okay, like you didn't expect me to have an answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You were more just trying to almost see how I felt about it and just kind of see my stance on like the topic as a whole and stuff. And I can
Yeah.
respect that. Like at first it's like, whoa, why would you even ask me something like that? But then like that next step of being like, I just want to know, this is more a question about you than about him,
Yeah. And
than about the person that we're asking about.
yeah. Okay. So I want to, and sorry, this got me excited because I think this is important, especially as like guys talking about this. As males, as men, we try to solve problems a lot in our
Hmm.
conversation patterns. So when we have conversations together, it is generally with a purpose. We do not have conversations that don't have goals. We do, but generally there's like a purpose, there's a point. We're discussing a topic with a goal. We're talking about sports. I am asking you questions so that I can understand it. You are telling me factually opinions and what you know based on the information. It's not like a what's your opinion on all of this stuff? What are your thoughts and feelings surrounding this? So that type of conversation, your friend Colton inspiring that, I think is really cool. It's a
Yeah.
really interesting thing to do. And also the acknowledgement of, hey, there's not a right answer here. I just want to talk about this topic because I feel like that's something as guys we don't do very often. Just
Yeah.
talk about a topic, even
Right.
if it's kind of uncomfortable
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And I think it's important to have those conversations specifically when it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I think getting past that uncomfortability is like a major step in being able to be open about just about anything.
Yeah. And it's important to have those conversations as well, especially with mental health, self-harm, like suicide, being able to have those conversations and being able to not stigmatize it and understand, hey, people struggle with these things. This is a real thing that people go through and they go through it for a lot of different reasons.
Hmm.
We have a lot of heart for that, just in general. I think
Yeah.
as humans, we should have a lot of heart for
Yeah.
that. Now, not to digress, but I do want to bring it back to one of
Mochi
Mel's
nut.
final question because I want to talk about Mochi Nut again. No, no, no. I almost feel like we are like, is it appropriate for us to get into mental health and all of like these types of issues as a Good Red Media podcast? Who knows? But also, we have thoughts and opinions, and in general, we try to embody those in work. I think we try to take care of mental health at work. I know I brought up the big Midwest SAD, which if you're part of Midwest, you know what that
So
is.
I do think while it's like, yeah, we're not medical health professionals. It's not our place to sit here and talk about like what is right or wrong in like the space.
Mhm.
However, I do think as a company, as Good Rep Media, it's important to know who you're working with. And I think that it is important for us on this podcast, if we're putting ourselves in front of people, to really do talk about things that are important to us, the way we feel about things. And while this topic isn't necessarily something that, like, oh, this should pertain to your marketing guys, like it does give you a better layer of understanding who we are. And
Yeah,
if you can see that and see what we're saying as something that's like, I align my views with these people, I think that that goes a long way in gaining clients, retaining clients, or just understanding your clientele. And I think
yeah,
that that pertains not just to a marketing company, that should be something that pertains to you as a small business owner.
100%. And I do think, I mean, in general, like if you're going to be spending time listening to people talk, if you're going to listen to a weekly podcast, talking about what your small business can do every single week for an hour is a lot. There's a lot that you can do, and we're repeating a lot of the same stuff so that you guys can actually go out there and do it. This is a good one. I'm going to do a little call out here, real quick. Make sure your NAP information is correct on your Google business profile. Your name, address, and phone should all be correct. Your NAP information is very important on all of your citations. This includes Apple Maps, Google Maps, your Google business profile, your website, your Facebook, your social media, all of that should have your NAP, name, address, and phone correct. We're going to repeat that every single live. We're going to repeat that 100 million times because hopefully new people hear us. Hopefully that information stays relevant and useful for everyone who might come here and try to get their
It
information out
it
there.
is
But
the simplest, most important thing that you
yeah,
can do.
And there's going to be more and more of those types of things because we cover a lot of them. Go post consistently on your Google business profile. Every single live, every time you listen to us, go post on your Google business profile. If you're sitting here listening to us and we're talking about mental health, go post a mental health awareness thing. Quote us, link us. If you link us, I would actually be so happy. That'd be sick. But do anything there, man. Like go post, do handle the thing. And I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Now, Mel made another post. Mental health in the workplace, especially in small businesses, needs more attention. It affects everyone and should be openly discussed. Talking about it helps people connect. 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think talking about it as part of your business and being open about it is good. I think that we're a marketing agency and not professionals, and we're learning alongside you guys, and that's all we can really say. So as long as we're adding that disclaimer that we're not gurus. I mean, I don't want to be the guru. Do you want to be the guru?
I mean, I kind of already am. You know, I know everything.
Okay, so Jordan's the guru now. Jordan's the which is we've talked about energy and all of that before. Are you gonna get into it now? You gonna get some stones?
No.
We'll get you an altar over there.
No.
Come on, my dude.
Listen, we've talked about it. That doesn't mean you've convinced me.
Well, no, I don't gotta convince you. If you're gonna be that guy, though, you gotta go full sail.
What, to be a guru? To be a guru, I have to have amethyst. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm trying to get you to start pitching Mistodiac, brother. We're gonna have to be going hard on all of these different brands we got going.
Oh, I see. Go to Mistodiac.
No, we're not selling out hard. We do have
We're selling
a
out
stone
soft.
offer. We're working. Fun fact, and this is something that I actually do find kind of interesting because I've seen a couple of different ads for this, and I'm curious if you've seen any. It's very similar to the gift idea that you were talking about earlier, where you can go to a website and basically fill out an idea for a gift bundle, a surprise gift bundle for your friend or for a family member. You can do the same thing with like a surprise like foreign treat box with like Swedish and Japanese treats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know that there's a lot of these different like buy surprise boxes. I think they're all just trying to cash in on trading cards and little boo boo stock, but
yeah. I mean, but I find it hilarious how like anti-gambling you are, but like pro Pokemon pack buy.
Well, it's worth noting, I'm not anti-gambling. I am all for understanding and acknowledging gambling is what it is. So like when I buy any type of Pokemon or trading card product, whether or not it's a game I play or anything like that, one, I disclose it to my partner, the exact amount of how much I spend, because I'm not going to be that person who's like spending $1,000 on Pokemon cards and not saying anything to my partner.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I have a maxed out credit card, because that's a very big issue in gambling is they hide gambling amounts. So when you are doing anything related to gambling and opening trading cards with a chance to open something that's worth money is gambling. Disclose all amounts so that it doesn't become a problem. It's like a safety net that I've given to myself, and I'm also very blunt about what it is.
It's
because for me, I know it could be a problem if I
It's like my friend who, like, I have a friend who does a lot of sports gambling. Like, I sports gamble. I made $40 yesterday. That was pretty hype. Like, you know, I do a little bit on it, but like I don't mean to
interrupt, but do you keep a spreadsheet of your wins losses?
It tells you like your total net like on each app.
Okay.
So like I can go look. I'm a little in the red this year right now.
But, everyone is.
Had I stopped, but like the thing is, I know I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
I could have like walked away with money and been green, and that'd be fine. But like the main reason I'm doing it isn't as much for the money as is like it's just an extra layer to watching the games every Sunday.
It enhances it. For me, what I do, I have a bunch of random Magic the Gathering packs in my like shelf over here, and I open like one a day because it's a little dopamine hit. It lets me turn my brain off after work, and I'm like, hell yeah. It costs me $5 and I get to, what do I get in here? Do I get anything cool? It's 100% gambling. It's me.
Everybody's gonna see my lion PJ pants again, but I've been holding on to this guy. I'm like debating if I want to open it.
Oh, a Japanese booster.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like it's not a full booster. I've opened a couple of them already. I sent you like some of the things that I got from them.
Yeah,
They're just
they're
like
5 pack.
5 cards, or yeah, 5 cards in them. Like
Mhm.
they just gave them out at the Japanese like Pokemon Poke Center. Like my
Oh,
friend got like 10 of them. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm sending them home to my friends,"
that's kind of
and
cool.
like they just gave him like 10 of them.
Yeah. So it's again all gambling, and in Japan it's funny because Japan has a lot more strict gambling laws than United States. And we've talked about gambling a little bit on the pod. So the United States has been loosening its gambling laws, which is why it's been growing more and more in popularity. Sports betting was made legal. Kalshi, Polymarket. I know I've mentioned these names before. Go and check them out. It is just gambling. At the end of the day, remember, gambling exists because they make money off of you. Casinos exist because they make money off of you.
Mm-hmm.
Y- People lose more than they win every
Yeah.
single time. That's why. And yeah, 100%. You can have people who win and they're going to go up. I remember the very first Pokemon pack that I ever opened this year. I opened the $500 freaking Umbreon SIR, most expensive card. Great. I promise you, I am down on my Pokemon.
And on top of that, so like the thing with Pokemon cards is like, yeah, they may be worth something, and like you may like value wise be in the green, but like you still got to put in the legwork to sell
You got to put the legwork to sell them, and you also gotta like you're you're gambling on a stock market, so like you're gambling on a gamble. And did I mention
yeah,
this
like
before?
all it takes is like those cards to get reprinted for the value to just like dump. Like
Mm,
sometimes they'll stay up, like if they're like first edition versions or something like that.
I
But
was gonna say they don't do reprints as much anymore. That's not what generally tanks value. That's much more like a magic thing, and
okay,
they've moved away from that because they're reprinting everything all the time. So it's
yeah,
much more art specific, but there are also more people in the actual hobby. So it's a whole economy built around gambling on packs, because at the end of the day, it costs Wizards of the Coast, who prints out Magic the Gathering packs, how many 50 cents to make a
yeah,
pack of cards? Like
yeah.
maybe a
Like I'm
dollar if
I'm
there's a
pretty sure
rare with special foiling.
the Mylar foil costs more than the actual cardboard. I think.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like printing out all of these cards and getting this process down. Now, mind you, it's not as cheap as it could be because they need to make the cards high enough quality. They need to make them look nice. They need foiling so that they can't be duplicated. They can't be faked. It's like making a currency. But it's still, you make a pack for $1 and then you sell it for 5, and they're going to make their $4 profit margin on all of these things. And they benefit on a secondary market of people who inflate the prices on all of these cards. So as the Pokemon company, all you want to do is keep printing these things for a 80% profit margin. And you're like, hell yeah, this is great. Or I say 80% profit margin. You're making 500% profit on every pack you print. But I mean, you're going into keeping a competitive TCG active. You're making sure that you have all of the printing and relationships and sales and logistics figured out. So there's a lot that goes into it. Fascinating stuff. I could talk about this all day long. This is
Yeah.
my lions.
Hey, you want to talk about that for a little bit? I'll build some parlays live on air, dude. It'll be good.
Well, and I don't want to be overly critical on gambling and things like that
So no, but
because
you are right. You are right. Gambling is a very predatory industry.
mhm,
There's like nothing out there that like would tell you otherwise.
yeah,
Um, I will say this, if you do find yourself being someone who struggles with gambling addictions, there are a lot of gambling helplines that you can call that will help you with it.
very true.
Therapy will probably be a big one for you. Also, if you find yourself using those apps, something my friend has done, you can set limits on those apps where it's like, I cannot spend more than $40 a week. Like, and like you have to go in there and like you set it up like through your bank account and make it so that you can't do that. And it's easy to do. They help you, they walk you right through it in the app. Those helpline numbers are also right there on the app. They give you little warnings where it's like, hey, you've been on our app for like 3 hours out of the past 4 hours. Take a break. Like
Mhm.
they do
They hit
that
you with the
kind of stuff,
TikTok.
and I'm sure they're required to do that. I'm
Yeah,
sure like if they could not do that, they wouldn't do that, but they do that. So maybe listen to those. When they come up, maybe take a break,
yeah.
set those
It's
limits, talk to someone.
At the end of the day, it is a lesson in self control, and I hate being that person because self-control can be hard, but at the end of the day,
It's
do it.
important. Like,
It's
yeah, yeah,
important. Control yourself.
yeah.
Use those tools, take those actionable steps. I know I compare it to like quitting nicotine. So I quit nicotine this year, but I didn't just quit. I stopped with the nicotine. I kept a 0% vape because I needed to have something still. Did it do anything for me? No. Is it dumb? I was smoking 0%. It did nothing for me. I just got a taste in my mouth. Did it help? Yeah, I did that for 6 months and then I stopped because it wasn't doing anything for me and I got annoyed and then it sucked again, but it helped me quit nicotine entirely. So, like, take the actionable steps. Do that first thing of setting a limit in the app so that you can only do so much and then lower that limit or be in control of it. If you think there's an issue, there are
Yeah.
some people, and I'll call him out because I think he has a really great YouTube channel. Twice Baked Jake on YouTube
Yeah.
is a Pokemon YouTuber who talks about investing in Pokemon and buying cards and all of this. When he opens product, he looks at the camera and says, I have disposable income. I have enough money to spend $2,000 on this right now, open it, and never need anything from this product I'm about to open. I'm not going to get this money back. I don't expect to. I hope I don't. I hope I do open great stuff, but I know that that's not going to happen. And so he's very blunt about where he's at and what he's doing. And I think that transparency is huge. So, like, when I talk about, hey, buying Pokemon cards is gambling, I don't mean that in a don't buy Pokemon cards and don't gamble. I mean that in a acknowledge the fact that when you try to open a pack of cards for a super rare one, it is gambling and be realistic with it.
Recognition goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like, if you can recognize it for what it is, if you're a realist and you can see it for what it really is, you can get ahead of the problem.
Ooh, Mel has a good question, and I'm actually curious of this. So, I've seen several gambling videos on TikTok go viral. Do you think social media has made gambling, in a sense, more normalized?
Yes. 100. Well, social media, I think, goes hand in hand with just like smartphones as a whole, making gambling so much more normalized. Like, it's just becoming like it's so accessible so easily. And
Yeah.
yes, it is right in front of you. I think there's a video I saw where someone would wear like their Apple Vision Pro, like the Apple augmented reality where like it can make a screen appear on your wall and stuff, and they'll like walk up to like somewhere where it's like, okay, I'd like to buy the sub at Subway. They're like, all right, $10. And he's like, all right, give me a second. And he'll do like a $5 hand of blackjack with like the thing on his head, like right there. And he's like, all right, I can pay for it.
Oh my gosh. See, and I can see that being maybe more normalized. I don't get much of that type of content. For me, I would say it's a lot more to do with how influential influencers and stars and celebrities are all going into it. So every single sports book app has celebrities and sports guys. I mean, how many different stories of insider betting and like gambling and crap have
All the
popped in the
time.
past year alone? It's huge. Every single sports, I mean, how should I say it? Every single pro sports athlete out there is trying to get a gambling contract. Every non-sports athlete out there who's not part of these gambling app wants to get on the gambling app.
Well,
Every
oh, yeah,
single athlete who's not in there wants to rig the game so that their mates can win.
to
Like,
not spread misinformation,
sorry.
to not most athletes in most every sport are not allowed to gamble on the sport that they play, be it college or pro. Like, if you are a
Yeah, yeah,
NBA
yeah.
player, you are not allowed to gamble on professional basketball or college
Oh, I
basketball.
didn't know that.
You are also not allowed to gamble on any sport from within a like while you are with the team. So if
Mhm.
you travel to like another arena or something while you're on the plane, while you're at the airport, if you're with the team, you cannot put any bets. You can also not do it while you are inside any like sport owned building. So like if you're in like an NBA owned building or anything like that, even if you're by yourself, you cannot do it from there. That's where a lot of people have gotten in a lot of trouble. Like betting on, like they like think that they're safe to bet on things, and then like they're like, oh, I wasn't supposed to bet from the locker room, and then like all of a sudden they're in a bunch of trouble. Then you
Yeah.
also get people like Shohei Otani, who like had like an issue where like his like He's a baseball player, arguably one of the greatest baseball players to ever exist. Even if you don't like sports, you should try and watch a Dodgers game just to watch him in his prime right now. He got in a bunch of trouble. He's Japanese, doesn't speak English. He has a translator. That translator was betting on a bunch of his games and stuff. And like, at first they were like, it's Shohei just betting through him, but they couldn't prove that, but like, he's not out there throwing games either. He's one of the greatest players to ever play. He's not like intentionally doing bad. Some players have done that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen some of that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I do think the sports gambling stuff has a lot to do with influencers. It has a lot to do with celebrities,
Yes,
athletes,
you get like
endorsing.
Kevin Hart on like DraftKings commercials and stuff like that, and like like they're trying to
those
promote
big
it as
names,
like
that
cool
star
thing
power
to do.
comes behind it. You trust it, and you think that these people are doing all of this.
And it's like, it's crazy though, because like those are the people who had the money to do it. I need advertisements that just show everyday people losing all their money.
Well, and it's being realistic with it. If you're gambling like that, and they exist because people are losing money. Like the whole reason that these exist is because they are slowly, or most people lose money, and that is what it is. I don't want to get too into it.
No, you're right.
Now,
you're absolutely
to
right.
bring it all back, we went a little bit
question
viral,
about
and if
here.
you're a small business and you're wanting to go viral, I think you generally want to not rage bait, but have opinions, have thoughts, find some hills to die on, and don't be afraid to say it with your full chest. And then when you're wrong or when you're incorrect, don't be afraid to correct yourself and acknowledge, okay, not a ramen bar, it's a donut shop. Sorry that I said it was a ramen bar.
So like, yeah, and she's like, Mel says here, was there anything you'd ever not want to go viral for? I wasn't loving going viral over my stance on tipping. Didn't love it. But yeah, like it's hard to say. I think anything like they say there's no such thing as bad publicity, but that's simply not true, especially in I hate to use this word because I think it's like cringe, but like in like a cancel culture environment, in like this world where people I'm not saying cancel culture, I shouldn't say that, but in a world where canceling is a very real thing that happens to people, like I'm not trying to say it's the culture, we do it intentionally, anything like that, but you can have something that will shut down your career. It may be like 30, 40 years ago wasn't the case. You had something like really controversial come up, people talked about you, and that was a good thing. Now it's like people can talk about you, but because of social media, they can tear you apart like a lot, and then they can completely shut you down as a whole. And so I do think there are things
100%. I feel like there are a lot of bad actors out there who do a lot of dumb shit, and then they double down on dumb shit, and that's not going to help you ever. Sometimes, like I said, say it with your full chest, find that hill to die on, and then when someone comes back and they say it's not a ramen bar, it's actually a donut shop, and then you Google it and it says that it's a donut shop on the Google business profile, you go, okay, cool, I'm not right. It is sometimes that easy. And when you can acknowledge that, when the chaos or like the controversy that you're stirring up is, not crazy, and not talking about, whether someone's existence or life is valid, or a bunch of political or anything like that, when it has to do with a donut or a ramen shop, or whether it has to do with, hey, I think servers should just be paid more, and I want to pay more on my food so I don't have to figure out tipping, because I feel guilty when I have to tip, or about how much I have to tip, and I have to think about it, and I'd rather not have to go through that process. Like, you have an opinion, it's valid, people are going to disagree with it, but it's also not saying, hey, I want servers to get screwed over, I don't think they deserve to get paid. That's not what you're saying,
right?
Even if that's what people will try to attribute to you, or
people
whatever.
will always assume that they know what you're saying better than you know what you're saying.
Yeah, and they don't.
No.
So you can try to clarify yourself, but you can also just as easily say, hey, it's not a ramen bar, my bad.
Yeah.
And then if we get comments on this video, or we're going to get some shorts where it's like, oh my God, he called it a ramen bar again.
Good.
Oh, we'll see.
Sam,
But
make sure you clip something where Cody, it seems like he's calling it a ramen bar and doubling down on it.
Hell yeah, because I will double down on it. I'll be ready. But with that said, Thank you so much for joining us. I hope everyone who's listening to this has a good Thanksgiving. I hope you, or if you celebrate, if you want to go have a bird day, I personally call it bird day. I'm like making birds and it's delicious. It's phenomenal. Are you going to do anything for bird day?
I got a nanla pie. It's like a Thanksgiving pie where like I'm picking it up tomorrow and then cooking it on Thanksgiving. Where like it's like it's like turkey, graving, stuffing, everything like inside. It's like a savory pie, and I'm gonna
That's
make
like a
that.
pot pie almost. That sounds
Kind of,
fancy.
yeah, kind of like a pot pie, like a little Thanksgiving pot pie.
Well, heck yeah. Well, everyone else, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for joining us on Lunch with the Boys. We will be back next week, Monday at noon on the Joey Matterhorn channel. But if you're new here, if you are at all interested in chatting with me about your small business, um, feel free to come down and schedule goodrep.media/chat. That is my Calendly. Come schedule a meeting with me. I would love to chat with you about your small business, how to rank better on Google, build you a new website, help you with your social media presence, help you with your videos, content, ideas. We kind of do it all. Go check out our site. You can go see all of our services down there. But thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Lunch with the Boys. We will see you next week, Monday at noon on the Joey Matterhorn channel, and next week, Tuesday at noon on this channel again.